Breezy as well, so a lot of dust flying around, but that breeze is easing as the high pressure continues to slip south across the UK for the rest of this week. But as well as being dry, it's also cloudier today. You can see the extent of the cloud, particularly in the north and the east on the satellite picture. The best of the sunshine across Wales and the southwest, which is actually where we've got the highest levels of pollen, tree pollen sufferers at the moment, having those high levels to contend with in the south and the west. Well, plenty of sunshine as well here in Coedpoeth in Wrexham. Further north though, rather more cloud across North Yorkshire, as you can see, and in fact the cloud does look quite menacing. It's producing a few showers. They're not numerous, but they are popping up and down across the Pennines up into southern and central parts of Scotland, 1 or 2 in the southeast of Northern Ireland. They could pop up just about anywhere, but you'll be very unlucky if you catch more than one. So for the rest of the afternoon, the cloud tends to increase across England and Wales, perhaps breaks a little bit more in the north, but temperatures are several degrees down on those of yesterday, so it does feel chilly out there, or certainly cooler if you're under the cloud and in the breeze. Now that breeze starts to come down from the north overnight, dragging in more cloud, so limiting the frost somewhat across the north of Scotland, but elsewhere, like last night where we keep the skies clear, it will be chilly again. We could have a touch of frost, certainly ground frost, but it means the best of the sunshine will again be in the morning, and we should see more for Northern Ireland tomorrow. Again, western areas and southern areas seeing the best of the morning sunshine, but I do think we'll see a general increase in cloud tomorrow as the day goes on. And temperatures again struggling just because of that breeze coming down from the north or the northeast, only 9s and 10s on the east coast. And then through tomorrow night and Wednesday we do it all again, but because that high pressure is slipping southwards, it will be trapping our cloud underneath it. The winds are falling light away from the south coast, so there's nothing to blow the cloud away either. So I think Wednesday again looks as if it'll be on the cool side for most of us, with more limited sunshine even in southern and western areas by that stage. But the high pressure does keep things mostly dry, as you can see. Keen breeze coming across in the south still, but for most of us it's the same story, that of dry and settled weather right until the end of the working week, if not beyond, Clive.
All right, Helen, thank you for that. Helen Willis there. And a reminder of our top story this lunchtime. Emmanuel Macron wins a second term as French president, vowing to unite a divided country. That's it from me and the team, so goodbye now on BBC One. Time for the news where you are. Have a very good afternoon.
Hello and a very good afternoon to you. A whistleblower vet has spoken out about the £1.25 million settlement she's received from the Department of Agriculture and Environment, along with an unreserved apology. Tamara Bronkers resigned in 2018 after concerns she raised about animal welfare and the meat supply chain were not acted on. An industrial tribunal found she'd been constructively dismissed. It's the biggest payout of its kind in Northern Ireland.
I wasn't sleeping, I was crying a lot, I was scared going into work. I just wasn't functioning the way I wanted to be functioning as a wife and as a mother. Nobody was prepared to listen to me, and I was made out to be the bad guy for pursuing something that I thought was important. And every day that I tried to get higher and higher up, doors just kept closing on me.
Well, in a statement, the department apologised for the hurt and distress caused to Dr. Bronkers, saying it took the case extremely seriously and an internal review was being urgently carried out. A man's been kidnapped and doused in fuel in Newcastle by 2 men who threatened to set him alight if he did not give them money. The police are also investigating a separate assault nearby on a man in his 70s. Kevin Sharkey reports.
A man in his 70s was assaulted at his home here on King Street when his attacker tried but failed to get into his house. Separately, a man in his 40s was kidnapped around here. The police investigation continued into the early hours of the morning.
I woke up this morning about 10 to 2 with an orange flashing light. I could hear a lorry, loud lorry, and I looked out the window and seen a recovery truck. And it went on for about there was police around. It went on for about an hour and a half, maybe more. I went back to bed. Like the truck went away, and the police were still here up till about, I don't know, maybe 3 in the morning.
The man who was kidnapped on this street was taken to a car park outside Annalong, about 6 miles away. This car park on the Old Town Road in the foothills of the Mournes is now a crime scene and the police are still here. The people who brought the man to this car park last night demanded money, they doused him in fuel and threatened to set him on fire. The man wasn't hurt, but the police say he was very shaken by the ordeal. Detectives are now questioning two men aged 36 and 31. Kevin Sharkey, BBC Newsline in Annalong.
Police investigating petrol bomb attacks in Coleraine last night have arrested two men. Damage was caused to houses in Westbourne Crescent and Somerset Drive. Earlier, windows were smashed at a third house in Logestown Park. Detectives are also looking at a possible link with an attack on a car in Portstewart. Councils, the housing executive and some schools face around 2 weeks of disruption from today because of strike action by the Unite Union. Bus services were due to be suspended, but TransLink will run as normal after drivers decided last week to postpone a possible walkout. Unite members in most local councils and the housing executive start their action today. It's a dispute over pay. From tomorrow, union members in the Education Authority will take to the picket line, meaning some yellow bus services won't operate. There was similar action by Unite members last month, objecting to a local government pay offer of 1.75%. The union says it represents a real terms cut because of rising prices.
Yeah, we'd be asking for at least 10%, because I say in reality over the last 12 years, over the last 11 years, we're running at 22% behind where we should actually be. You know, so to keep us some kind of way afloat, you know, with the cost of living and that there. You know, at least 10%, and it's still only half of what we've lost.
A legal challenge to the Northern Ireland Protocol can proceed to the UK's Supreme Court, senior judges in Belfast announced today. The group of unionist politicians were granted permission to appeal a previous ruling that said post-Brexit trading rules are lawful. 3 legal points were identified for consideration by the UK's highest court now. It's part of an ongoing campaign being mounted by TUV leader Jim Allister, Baroness Hoey and Ben Habib. To sport, in Gaelic Games, Donegal beat Armagh by 1 goal and 16 points to 12 points in the Ulster Senior Football Championship yesterday. Donegal now meet Cavan in the semi-finals, while Armagh slip into the qualifiers. BBC pundit Oisín McConville felt it was a fair result.
Today was won by a better football team. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And they looked as if they were comfortable when the pressure came on. You have to be able to deal with the pressure, and if you can't deal with the pressure, you shouldn't be there. And I think it's days like today where you realise just how far you have to go. And I think Armagh still have a road to travel. But I do actually think that Armagh are on the right road. The trajectory is good. And you know what? I think the back door might suit us down to the ground.
Well, meanwhile, the Belfast Giants are through to the semi-finals of the Elite League playoffs, chasing an unprecedented treble of trophies this season. They beat the Coventry Blaze in a dramatic penalty shootout last night at the SSE Arena. Nigel Ringland was watching.
With the tie poised at 2-2 after Saturday's first leg in Coventry, the Giants seized the initiative last night through Tyler Soy's goal early in the second period. But Coventry equalised just 2 minutes later through Conor Chalk. And with no further scoring in regulation or overtime, it went to penalties. In sudden death, Coventry's Finnish forward Jani Kivelate missed his team's 10th attempt, leaving the Giants' leading goal scorer JJ Pikanic to book a place in next Saturday's playoff semi-final and send 5,000 Giants fans home happy. They will now face the Dundee Stars, with dreams of a treble of trophies this season still alive. Nigel Ringland, BBC Newsline.
Let's see what the week has in store weather-wise. Here's Barra with the forecast.
Thanks very much, Declan. Well, it's going to be a fairly quiet week, I'm afraid. Very little is changing. If you're hoping for some rain, it doesn't look like you're going for much luck, at least until the weekend. It's dry out there at the minute. Spells of sunshine coming and going. It stays dry through the day, through this evening and overnight. Some clear skies will develop tonight too. So in some countryside areas, we're likely to see temperatures falling close to freezing, but most towns and cities settling between about 3 and 5 degrees. Still a cool start, but with plenty of clear sky tonight, it will be a lovely start to the day for many tomorrow with some sunshine. The winds are going to stay light tomorrow, and it will be a mainly dry picture. Very small chance of 1 or 2 isolated showers popping up. Most places will stay dry through the day tomorrow. As the day gets going, a few showers may be popping up across parts of the Republic, but a largely dry picture for England, Scotland and Wales. Some cloudy conditions here at times, but for Northern Ireland, sunny spells, maybe the odd shower for parts of the west, but most places staying dry. A little bit cooler than it has been recently. We're looking at 13 to 14 degrees in the west. A little bit cooler along the east coast with an onshore breeze, but the winds around the coast much lighter than at the weekend, but still a little bit cloudy because of those winds. Tomorrow night, another clear night. Temperatures dipping down close to freezing, maybe an ever so slight frost in a few spots, but many of us staying at about 4 to 6 degrees. Then for Wednesday, if you're travelling, very little will change. Dry conditions across Ireland and the UK. Through the day, variable amounts of cloud will pop up here and there, but there will be spells of sunshine too. It does look as though it will be a sunny start to the day on Wednesday for many before the day gets going and the cloud fills in. Very light winds on Wednesday, so the cloud will be stubborn to break up at times. And temperatures down a little bit as a result. 14 to 15 in the west, 12 to 13 maybe in the east. Then for the rest of the week, very little change. It's a bit like Groundhog Day, but it does look as though we will get some rain heading this way on Saturday. The timing of that still a little bit unexact. We'll keep you up to date.
Now a signed summary of the news with Richard Beattie. A former government vet has received a £1.25 million settlement from the Department of Agriculture, along with an apology. Tamara Bronkers resigned after concerns she raised about animal welfare and failures in traceability in the meat supply chain were not acted on. A man's been kidnapped and doused in fuel in Newcastle by 2 men who threatened to set him alight if he did not give them money. Police are also investigating a separate assault nearby on a man in his 70s. Councils, the housing executive and some schools face 2 weeks of disruption from today because of strike action by the Unite Union. It's over a local government pay offer of 1.75%. And senior judges have said a legal challenge to the Northern Ireland Protocol can be heard in the UK's highest court, the Supreme Court. The case has been taken by a group of unionist politicians. And that's it for now. BBC Newsline will be back at 6:30 here on BBC One. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.
I've lost count of how many times I've been arrested.
I've been through hell.